Hi, this is Tim with Guard Digital Marketing. Got this video coming to you guys as promised here, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I've typed into Google here is a keyword, more specifically in this instance, a buyer intent keyword. So it's going to be a type of service you guys provide within an area that you provide it. Now, I realize you guys do more than just roofing. I'm just going to use this for the sake of the video. Now, you want to be on the first page of Google for as many of these different services in these locations as you can, just to increase your exposure and overall rates of you getting leads from your actual website and Google business profile. Now, you can do this a few separate ways, right? And the first page is so crucial because about 75 to 80% sometimes of people that come onto a Google search page are going to end up choosing a company on the first page alone. Okay. So that's why it's so crucial. Now, you can be on this first page two different ways, really three, but two main ways. So you have paid traffic through these Google guaranteed ads. These are going to be the best ads to run. They are also a great idea. Honestly, if you're looking to target a specific area within Chicago, and these Google guarantees are going to have the highest conversion rate out of any of the other ad choices. So if you're looking for, work right here, right now in a specific area, a great choice or option that you can go with. The only problem is you're only going to capture about 20% of the audience that comes onto a page like this. So 80% of the people are going to instantly disregard these. Now, 20% at a conversion rate of normally 30 to 40% for these Google guaranteed ads, you're still going to get a decent amount of leads from running these Google guarantees. Okay. Now, that's your paid traffic. Now, you can also rank organically. Well, you can do that two separate ways, through a Google business profile and through a website. Now, you guys being in, I think it was Villa Park, your actual Google business profile is really only going to be able to help you in that area and about a 5 to 10 mile radius outside of it. So that's where your website's going to come into effect at. Now, for your Google business profile, I'm just going to pull up Roofing by Hernandez here. It's going to be a few things you want to be able to work on for it. Okay. First is going to be these photos, right? So if you don't have that many photos right now on your Google business profile, I would be uploading them every single week, 50 if you can or more at a time. Make sure they're also geolocated and tagged for the area that you're actually taking that picture within. And that'll truly let Google know, we're doing tons of work out here. Take a look. This is great work. You also want people, once they click on, to kind of be able to browse and look around as well. Now, along with that, there's this bio section about the company. You want to be able to make sure that yours is filled out 100%. Typically, there's 750 characters that you can fill out within there. And then after that, with your reviews, okay, you can see Roofing by Hernandez here. They're responding to all their reviews. Make sure you're doing that as well. And if you're within that top, or if you're on that first page of this Google business profile. So once you hit this more businesses, if you're on this first page here and you start doing those three things, most likely you're going to get closer and closer to that top three. If it's more competitive, like Chicago, you're probably going to have to do a few other things as well. But really, if you're in a smaller area of Chicago where there's not as much companies located right within that village of Chicago, then doing those three things would most likely get you within this top three. Now, looks like Matthews Roofing is going to be your top competitor for the website. So I am going to pull them up just for the sake of the video again. But we can see for Chicago, Matthews, and then there's some directories. You got Lindholm here, and then a couple other companies on the first page. Okay. Now, come over to your guys' website. Overall, we got a good looking website. The domain is secure. It's not laggy. It's not glitchy. Things of that nature that would instantly, cause Google to possibly not rank you. Now, the other big thing with a website is going to be typically your content within it. Okay. And content is normally what we consider to be king when it comes to ranking a website. Now, Google normally wants to see 1,500 to 2,000 words of content alone just on the home page, and we would see we'd be well below that mark. Okay, but realistically, what you would want to do is figure out what is going to be your main service, and what's going to be the area. Typically, you would want to use in your instance Chicago, so the area that you're going to have the most search volume within, okay, that you still service. So let's say it's, roofing in Chicago, again for the sake of this video, then you want to take a look at what is your top competitor doing on their homepage, okay? So if we pull up Matthews Roofing, we can kind of come through, look a little bit of their content, how it's laid out, what they're talking about, and how much of it they have, okay? And we can tell, they don't have tons of content here, a little bit about their location, some of the commercial roofing services they have, some about the company, how they're a premier roofing company in Chicago, so on and so forth. So what this allows you to do then in return is really with your content, place buyer intent keywords within it, okay? And normally about every 150 characters or 150 to 200 words of content, you can input one of these buyer intent keywords. Again, what this allows Google then to do is figure out what you do, where you do it at, and at that point can rank you within their search engine. But big thing with keywords, okay? You don't want to oversaturate them. So typically you want to figure out what's going to be your main keyword per page and have supporting keywords around it. Google will figure this out, promote you for that main keyword, then to start to promote you for those supporting keywords, and then other keywords that aren't even necessarily within your content but are very relevant to it, okay? So it can be a process, but once you get there, it's very lucrative. So let's say you want to build out your homepage for roofing in Chicago. You'd want to kind of emulate what Matthews is doing, okay? But then really at that point, I would also build out service area pages, okay? Maybe for Naperville or, where you guys are at in Villa Park. You can actually then do little home pages for those specific areas as well, if that makes any sense. Now I'm going to take your guys' URL here and put you into this paid program I use called Ahrefs. Now this is going to give me a little dashboard of some numbers here that can help us out in a comparison between a couple different websites. If my one section wants to load here. So right off the bat, these first two numbers here are actually strength and trust ratings for your website that Google is giving you, okay? Now they're ranked out of 100, but typically once you hit a benchmark of 30 and above for both of these, we know you're going to be considered a pretty powerful domain at that point. We can see your DR is quite low, yet your UR is one of the highest ones I've ever seen for a roofing website. So we've done something right, and the UR in this instance is more tailored towards your home page, okay? So your home page, we can tell, is powerful, okay? But the rest of the domain is lacking. Now you build this strength and trust out through these backlinks that are coming from these different referring domains. Now, backlink is typically any clickable text or image linking one website to another, and those are all held within these different referring domains, okay? Now, what's crucial about these referring domains is the backlinks you're getting from these domains. You want to make sure these domains are authoritative, meaning they already have the high ratings that you're looking to get. And once you do acquire a backlink from them, it's going to help your ratings in return. Also, you're indexing for quite a few keywords here, just over 180, bringing you in just over 60 traffic per month. And we can actually click on these keywords and see where you're getting most of this traffic from. So we can see these first three are having to do, these are buyer intent keywords for Villa Park, having to do with home remodeling, additions, and renovations. You can see your first one here, home remodeling Villa Park. That's not too bad, 200 search volume per month. And you're capturing 28, almost 30 of that. So what would that be? Probably 15% of that traffic because you rank position 3, or 15% of that volume as traffic. And normally from a buyer intent keyword like this, you should expect about anywhere from 25 to 30% of this traffic turning into a lead for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting, 5 to 10 leads per month just from this one specific keyword. And see, you do have some decent keywords within here, right? And these are the ones that I'm considering to be buyer intent, kitchen remodeling, and then it's got the location attached to it. So it's very specific on what people are looking for and where they're looking at, just to make sure that you're providing that service within that area, okay? So you're doing okay for Villa Park when it comes to these different, more home renovation side keywords. So if you were looking to do windows, you got to have those window type of keywords within here, house windows, Wheaton, Illinois, garage door repair, home remodeling, roof repair, Aurora. So you have a bunch of different keywords within here for a lot of your different different services. Now you just want to be able to rank for as many of those as possible, right? Now, if we come over to Matthews, we can see their strength and trust, right? So their DR is getting close to that benchmark. Their UR is still needing some work there. Now, I would tend to, their website overall is going to be much more powerful than yours, but their homepage is quite a bit less powerful overall than yours. We can see they're indexing for a lot of keywords, 1.4 thousand, due to a blog. And again, with that effect of they're most likely at this point, if their domain is older and it's been ranking for a while, they're going to be indexing for keywords that aren't necessarily associated with the actual content, but it is relevant to it. And then they're bringing in about 1.7 thousand traffic. And if it wants to let me get into the keywords here. So you can see they're ranking for a lot of these roofing, buyer intent keywords within Chicago, and you can see all the different ways people are typing this in. Let's just take, for instance, this first one, roofing Chicago. That gets 300 searches per month. They're getting almost 150 of that, so almost 50% of that volume into their website as traffic. That's because they're ranked position 1 or 2. And again, about a 30% conversion rate, they're probably getting close to 40 or 50 leads per month just from this one specific keyword alone, okay? So they're going to be getting 100 plus leads per month just for when it comes to roofing in Chicago and all the keywords they're being able to rank on the first page for. So there's where you can see how lucrative it can get. Because not only is it just any type of lead, it's an organic and typically warm lead, right? So they've looked up, they're looking for a roofing company in Chicago. They found Matthews on a Google search. They've gone into their website. They're looking through it. They like what they see. They fill out some type of form, or they just call them directly, okay? And, if they're already liking what they see and you give them a price within their price range, they're most likely going to be good to go. So with that being said, if you have any further questions or concerns, I'd be happy to help you guys any way I can. Just please feel free to reach back out to me, whether that's through an email or a phone call. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon.